Where are we? It's book 9, I think we're in. So chapter 8, letter 8. Pliny to his Augurianus, whose first name is Sentius. Greetings, compared to Vale. It's actually Wale. You don't pronounce V's. Anyway, C is the question. If laudatus, if someone is praised, who is it? Me. That's the verb of begin. It's in the future. That's why it looks like that. So, if I, we know it's I, if I, having been praised, I begin to praise you. So, if I've been praised by you, I begin to praise you. Verb of fearing, ut ne inverted. I fear that, not so much as to be preferring or bringing forth my judgment, then I should seem to be referring or giving gratia, which is thanks or something favourable. Said licit vidya. Looks like, but I shall seem. Licit can mean although with a subjunctive. Sometimes I mean one can. I shall seem, anyway, existimo, I think that omnia scripta, everything you've written, I estimate or think is very pulcherissima, very beautiful. But I shall seem that maxime, especially, nevertheless, yet or however or whatever, these things scripted, written concerning me. They have emphatic me and they put it into the plural, nobis. 2, accidit. It happened that this, one and the same, de causa. So it looks like this has happened for the one and the same reason. For et tu, these things quae, which you write concerning friends, are optime. So the things which you write concerning friends is when you optime, that's the best. And I, which things concerning me, that lego, that I read, I think optima. Okay, and wale, goodbye. Next letter, if you want to look at optime, that's the way adverbs go, also neutral things. So optima, that's an adjective with quae again. So Pliny to his Colonius. Probo, he's approving of something uniquely, in a special way, in the death or by the death of Pompeius Quintin, so dolenta, so grievously you've been affected, or you're showing affections or you're showing feelings that this death has grieved you in an outstanding way or something, that you've extended the dearness. Desirio is a form of having lost, and amiss is the one who's been lost. So your dearness for him is still going. Now that you've lost him, you still have feelings. Not as plurically as most people who they love, amant, merely the living or only the living. Or potius, or rather, they simulate that they love them. And ne quidem, and not even they make a pretense unless cause that people they see flourishing or living well. Nam, for of the wretched, non secus ac, this is a bit of a phrase, you see ac used as than. So not differently than, plural here, they forgetful of the wretched, not differently than if they were defunct or dead. Okay, but for you, perennial fides, everlasting trust and love, or whatever you want to say, there's in more, that's love there, is such constantia, such a steadfastness in love, so that it's basically eternal, that's what perennis means, so that unless it is by your death, it is not able to end. So his love is so constant that it's not able to end unless he himself dies. 2, et Hercule, and by Hercules this is Quintianus, whom it is fitting to be loved by the example of his own giving, So it's deciates that impersonal. It means he deserves to be loved. We've got a reason here. He was loving the Philippics, those people who were lucky he loved, and he would look over the miseros, so he'd give a helping hand to those people in wretched conditions, and he would desiderabate. So we would miss those people who are missos, who are lost or they'd be dead. Yam means already or now. Quanta, text female. How much probitas, how much uprightness there was in his ore, which would be his face or his mouth. So looks like he had a good deal of honesty. How much in his cunctatio sermon? So sermons, his conversations, or when he talked, he had a bit of a delay, so we would be thinking about things. That's cunctatio's the bit of delay, so he'd linger over what words to say. How much with equal balance, para libre, gravitas and comitas, that's like friendliness or something. So we balanced gravitas and seriousness with a bit of friendly nature as well. How much studium, that's zeal of letters he had, and what eudicum, what sort of judgment he showed, all with little exclamation marks. Which non-obstabated to him, that takes the dative, so there wasn't anything blocking him, so he was living with his father who was dissimilar to him, but this didn't seem to stop him. Quae minus, it's a comparative, so the quo's not, so that he might seem a less than a vir optimus, that he had an optimus filius. So this is a whole family sort of thing here. So he had piety when he was living with a dissimilar father, and the fact that he had a great son didn't seem any less to block him from seeming a vir optimus himself. 3. Sed quid dolorum tuum ex ulcero. So why should I ulcerate, break open a sore? Quid could mean why. Why should I ulcerate your pain? Although, amasti, you love this young man, and we have correlations here, sic and ut, thus, so that rather than concerning him, you would want to be silent. By me, praesertum especially, you think in public speaking, predication of him, should ornate or decorate his life. So he's obviously in a lot of pain, and Pliny's thinking I should make some public speaking praising his life. To proragi, that's another one of these infinitives, means to extend or lengthen his memory. And ipsam illem, which is raptus, so something's taken away from him, it's raptus, it's his age or his years or his time. So it's able, that's a passive infinitive restu. So should be able to restore this time, his life, which has been raptus, taken away. So all that little section there is about how much he misses the guy and loves the guy, and Pliny would like to speak about his life and extend his memory, and in some words give back some of his time that's been taken. Wale again, goodbye, and we go down to here. Predicato, announcement, statement, public proclaiming. There's a couple of entries here. Looks like you can use it in combination with ne as well, but it's just a female noun. Pliny to his Tacitus. What's his first name? Cornelius Tacitus. Cipio, I desire, pare, to obey your datives, your precepts, your instructions. But there's a penuria, there's a great lack or shortage, a prorum of boars. Wild boars are usually that. So that something's a dative or genitive, so that to Minerva and Diana, which means you say, equally, parata, you praise or worship, it's not able to convenerate, it's not able to happen, I can't do it. And we know it's first person from the Cipio. 2. Idiqui, and so, serviendo mes Minerva tantum, it can only be service to Minerva only, or merely. Delicate, it's probably some adverb. So, delicately or something. Nevertheless, yeah, here we go, it's in successu. So he's in retreat and it's summer. So basically, it's holiday time, so we can only do service to one god. And delicate means a bit frivolously or something as well. On the way, in via, Pliny, clearly, non nulla, two negatives, so some leviora, some light things, and immediately delended them. So he did something, some light works, and deleted it. There were sermons, conversations in which were garrulati, so it's a bit garrulous, it means rambling, whatever, in the vehicle on the way. Seranta extended, so what have we got here? I added in the villa his queram, so certain other things he added in the villa when there was nothing other, which was liberate. Okay, so he didn't have anything other free, he wasn't free to do anything else, he didn't have something else in his mind. And we see that he extended these things which had been sewn or joined in his villa. And so his poemata, which is called poems, arresting, which entered Namora and Lukos, both words for groves, he might say woods and the groves, which you think is very suitable, it's a superlative, to be completed. So his poems carried on in the quiet, which is a very suitable place when you're in these woodlands out in the bush in the country to finish these things. And that's pretty much it for the day. One little oration, diminutive, and another I've retracted, he's worked on, he's fixed up. Although this type of work, this genus of work, is inadmirable, not very something to love. It's neuter, as you can see, for genus. It's not something he loves, not something that he finds pleasant. It's in ammonium, and more as a labour in the countryside than a voluptatibus, than something that's a pleasure or similar to pleasures. Or anyway, wale, goodbye again.